Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JLeesCorner. This is a review of last night's episode of Married to Medicine. I'm already bored, so I'm going to rush through this review. This season of this show is just not giving me what I need at all. But I'm gonna move on past that. Okay, make sure to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Okay, do not forget to like this video, please and thank you. Comment in the comment section, either on the live or on the replay when you watch it later. Okay, do not forget to relax, to relate, to release, to center yourself and everyone around you. You can also inhale and exhale because it helps you to not be bored on this boring ass show. Okay. You can also follow me on Twitter and IG at J_Lees_Corner. Okay. The link to that is always in the description box below. But it's also right here. Right there. Yeah, this season I'm like, it's like grasping at straws. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And again, I get that this is also a show that was shot during COVID, so they could not have as many events. They could not hang around each other that much. But I'm like, I'm just bored. Okay, I'm just completely bored, and I'm like, I'm over it or whatever. We see the beginning of the episode with the fact that Contessa has tested positive for COVID, so everyone now has to quarantine for 14 days. So we know Contessa had it for a fact. I believe Simone and Cecil had it as well. But again, thank God they are all okay. I've known a few people who've had it. No one like me, my mom, my sister, my nephew, my brother, his wife. Like none of us have had it, but we all know someone who did have it. So yeah, but it's kind of crazy. But again, that's why it pops around and spreads. It pops around and spreads or whatever. So we see that everybody got there at home now, 14 days, quarantine, nowhere. Fine. Let's move on past that. Okay, we then see 14 days later that everybody's getting back to normal. We see Simone had her son at a hotel because again he didn't have it. So they kept him separate. That's fine. We see Anila and Nyla, one nanny, who was her photographer. I'm looking like, girl, she's supposed to, what the kids said, how was your nanny always with you and not your kids? Hire an assistant. Fire the nanny, hire an assistant, okay? Or call the nanny, your assistant. I don't think you need an assistant. And I like Anila Nyla, I like her, but I'm like, you don't need a nanny. You don't need an assistant. But if you're going to want one, it's fine with me. But girl, move on past that or whatever. Okay, we then see Contessa and Quad chit-chatting at her house. Is it this one? Yes. So Contessa went over to see Quad. I didn't even know they were friends to hang out. So I'm like, who is the pitiful one here? Did Contessa need someone to film with? Or did Quad just want to be on film? I don't know. But again, they sat and chit-chatted nonetheless. And while talking, low-key, Quad is the only one giving the season. Sad brother needs to step up the game. Yes, I agree, Quad. But you know what? I think the reason Quad had to step up was because she's a friend of. You can't give it as a friend of the show. They won't shoot you. So I think Quad knew I can't be boring, but I can be on the show and not have to really give any of my business because, again, I'm friend of. That's the one perk to being the friend of. You do not have to share too much of your life. It's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere and whatnot. I'm like, what is this? My hair, honey, is sticking out. So I'm like, what is sticking out? It's just my hair because my hair is pinned back. But again, I thought that was weird. It's not weird, but I thought that's the reason why she is really giving this because she has no choice. But she has been interesting the whole time or whatever. So they're sitting around talking and whatnot, and Contessa, of course, talking about what? Talking about Scott. And how, Scott ain't this, Scott ain't that. She also brings up how their last nanny took their dog. I'm like, how did your nanny take a dog? She brought up how it was when she went to school or whatever, and when the nanny left, the nanny was like babysitting the dog, and she just kind of never brought the dogs back. I was like, that is called kidnapping and stealing. And Contessa was talking about how she was going to get her kids new dogs, but maybe her dogs can be shared. Maybe Quad's dogs can be shared with Contessa's kids. And I was like, you let someone take your dog. Quad not letting her dogs out their sight, out her sight with y'all. This is really driving me crazy. But yeah, she not gonna her dogs out her sight. I gotta fix this. Because if not, she gonna be dogless and whatnot. But where is my pen? Um, they was just chit chatting and whatnot, and it was fine to me. But at the same time, I felt like I was still bored. They then got on how Contessa Footstill Scott is acting different. He may be having the whole midlife crisis or whatever. He may be doing this and doing that. And they're just having these marriage issues. I feel like Contessa just wants someone to feel as if once I leave Scott, I need someone to know that he's the reason I left. Contessa not happy, but neither is Scott. I'm like, girl, about the fact that she brought up how, you know what I'm saying? Nothing has changed. There was nothing has changed on her end. It's all Scott, Scott, Scott. I'm like, no, don't do that. And why are you talking to Quad about your husband? Quad barely liked her husband because she barely liked Dr. He was happy to divorce him. I'm like, go talk to Jackie. Hell, go talk to Simone. Go talk to Simone because Simone and Cecil had real issues they had to rectify, whatever. Simone is who to talk to, okay? Because that's my opinion, but I'm gonna leave that be too. But again, I wasn't really here for the conversation. It was cute for what it was. Okay, Quad, I love the fact that Quad's house looks lived in. It doesn't look like, okay, no one lives here. No one touches anything. I like that she opened her cabinet up, but it was stuff in her cabinets. I'm like, okay, come on, Quad. Quad lives there, okay? It looks lived in. I love a look lived in home and not these weird ass museums, okay? Anyway, I was like, I didn't care about Contessa complaining to Quad about Scott at all because she gonna keep doing that until she leaves him and she can then say it was Scott's fault. Because he's still upset because I left for school. I think he over that now. I think so. Stop bringing up things he said while he was still upset. Leave it be. You didn't went to school, got a degree, and you back home now. Leave it alone, Contessa. Or y'all can both go to counseling. Or if he don't want to go, then you go. Okay? But either way, someone needs to get help around here. Okay? We need to see Toya and Lisa Nicole meet up and chit-chatting and whatnot. Okay? Again, boring scenes, boring conversation. But Lisa Nicole brings up a conversation or a Zoom call between the ladies that Toya was not on. And we then see a little flashback of Toya who was on the call. But I'm like, how was Toya not on the call? But Lisa Nicole was. When she supposed to be, girl, I was confused. It's gonna be fine. Anyway, she brings up how Heavenly was trying to be kind of shady or whatever. And she said how Toya is stupid. Okay, she's a dumb ditty. Not only that, how Toya is the most broke person on the cast, and no one wants to be like her. No one is jealous of Toya. And so we then see how she said, well, Quad kind of took over you, but in a shady way. Because Quad then said, well, no one is jealous of Toya. We're just happy that she finally got her own house. I was like, that's shady as fuck. But again, it's fine. Now, the fact that Lisa Nicole is bringing this information back to Toya, I'm like, okay, messy boots. I have to be a bone collector because I had nothing else to do, but it's fine. Now, Toya brings up how, she no longer wants to be friends with or have friends who stress her out, friends who she's always fussing about this or that. It's like Toya don't understand a little bit of these issues are also her fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that kind of makes me upset. You not innocent in this, and no one is like kind of messing with you. You be on some bullshit sometimes, Toya. And as soon as you can admit that, things will be fine. But you can't make it seem as if all the other ladies are the issue who keeps having issues with you. No, you bored. And because you're bored and have nothing to do, you keep bothering people. Okay, you keep bothering people. But I'm like, girl, leave me alone. Now, what y'all saying about, let me see these comments. Okay, Contessa got me when she said her love life was, oh, you went there towards the end. Quad and Contessa hang out outside Quad and, oh, they do? Hang out outside the show? I didn't know that. I know Heavenly and Funky because I talked to Funky, but yeah. Lisa Nicole voice annoying and we don't care about Toya. But back to the story. So we see that, and it was fine. Leave that be. We see a short little scene with Cecil and Simone at the house talking about being empty nesters because, the one kid is in college, the second kid is at the house, but he's always at work. So they're kind of sort of empty nesters or whatever, and Cecil does not really want to be that way. He said he feels as if people should not push their kids out at 18 because they may still need some, some guidance and some help. and how he stayed at his parents' apartment, his parents' house on top of the garage in a little apartment for a long time, and how Simone then said, had she not came round there and got that man, he may still be there because his mom was still doing laundry and cooking food for him. And I do think people forget that 18 is not grown. 39 is hardly grown. Yeah, you be learning things for a long time. So you do. I didn't move out the house officially. I didn't move out officially until I was 27. Okay, before then I was always gone over my boyfriend's house and whatnot, so I was never at home at my parents' house. But I officially got my own place on my own in my own name at 27. Even though I have been working on my own thing, for a while. But I was like, I just had to move out. So I feel like, you don't have to push kids out of 18 because you should never want to push your kid out of 18 who just keeps coming back. Me and my sister and my brother. My brother left for college. So he left for college and never came back. He went from college to internships and stuff out of college to the career he's in now. So he never came back home. My sister, when she moved out, she never moved because my sister moved out and bought a house. Okay. And she never had to move back. And she has since bought her second house. And for me, I moved out and I never went back. So I feel like people have to realize, give your kids time to mess up financially. Give them time to learn how to do things when you push them out. Get out. You know what I'm saying? And they got to come back in a year. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with having to go back. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying sometimes if you allow them to linger a little bit longer, it may help. Okay? It may help. Thank you, Alexandria. We're looking at if they can stay on your insurance till 26, then they can stay at your house till then. I wasn't even on my parents' stuff because I've had my own job since I was I got my first job when I was a freshman in high school. And then I was working all the way after that. From the time I turned 18, I've consistently worked and been on my own insurance. So I think my parents didn't have to have me on their stuff until I think after 18, 19, I was not on their stuff anymore. But again, I was like, that ain't for me. But again, they chatting about that or whatever, about just, even I like how sister brought up that Michelle Obama was a partner in the law firm, but still lived at her parents' house, in their apartment or whatever, and Barack lived there too. So this meaning, people can be successful, but not be out on their own, just shedding and whatnot. I'm like, well, I guess so. So they then get into how they dog died. Sam, I'm like, oh, that's so sad that Sam is dead and deceased now. And so Cecil is, stepping in. That was a dog. You know what I'm saying? So he's sad or whatnot, but the dog rest in peace. Boom. Because again, the dog died. Both sons is gone. It's the pandemic. Cecil at home getting drunk. Okay, at home getting fully drunk like it ain't nothing. Okay, I was like, come on now. The main thing is to help them create a plan toward independence that will differ for each child. Very, very true. My parents knew I just spent money wildly. Yeah, whatever. And so they had to keep, girl, you had to save. You had to save. So I just didn't listen as soon as I should have. I could be a but again, you have to listen. Some of my sister was different. So again, they parented us differently for that exact reason. Because I was just like, it's time to party. However, once I moved out, they taught me what to do. So even though at times they did have to still help me find out, every once in a while, I was like, Ma, can I borrow some money for some gas? Or Daddy, can I borrow some money? And they was like, fine, no issue. But again, they were still teaching me how to be responsible up until I was gone and out the house. But yeah. My brother 33 and still lives at home. My mother literally washes the clothes and wakes him up for work. Now 33 is a bit much. I feel like the cutoff, I feel like up to 30. Up to 30, if they live with you, but they still working, they're helping here and there. I don't see an issue with it, but at 33, you should not be at your parents' house and they're helping you. You know what I'm saying? No. No. Not at all. No, that's crazy. I don't believe that. That's 33. Tell him get out the house immediately. Okay? immediately all up and through. That's not washing the clothes. Girl, bad. Even like, I don't wash my own clothes. I take my clothes to the cleaner. They wash them for me. But I would not want my mom to do my laundry. Cecil needs to get a bartender license. He should, and open up a whole. Well, bars in Atlanta is all the way around. But I do think if he had like a little gentleman's club that made a little cigar bar, that may work or whatever. But yeah, 30 should be the cutoff age. To at least have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Have a plan to move out doing your own shit. Because I'm like, you can't be there for not forever. Not being lazy and being there. That's you can't be there and your parents just like really being like your maid or your butler or the chef. That seemed too much. So we do see Heavenly and her son go to like an investment property that Heavenly was going to buy and flip, but when she get there, whatever. First of all, Zachary needs to count money right because Heavenly gave him a whole budget of $100,000 and whatnot. He took her to a house for like $400,000. I'm like, that price is not the same. Zach, do something better. But anyway, she looks at the property or whatever. She's like, maybe we should buy it and rent it out. Make it an investment property or whatever versus, flipping it and whatnot. And she liked it. He didn't say much and whatnot. She asked him questions or whatever. I'm like, fine. And when the realtor then said, some other offers on the house, if you want, you should really, put in the bid, put in the offer, and make it an aggressive offer. I feel like if y'all had an active, good offer on your house, y'all wouldn't still be showing it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they'll say that to make you feel as if you can't, put a low ball them what you want to pay. Because again, if they had a good offer, a hardcore offer on the house, they're not gonna keep showing it because then you already have a good offer. Take the offer, but I'm gonna leave that be because you should not be showing someone's house that's already been sold. Okay, an offer does not mean they really want it, but I'm gonna leave that be as well. Cecil needs to have. All right, you need to put it. He should. I think Cecil may be a little bit depressed too. Just based on what's going on. Just dealing with the elements of life. Again, kids at the house, your dog died, Corona comes around, your wife is always busy. It can be a lot. Now, Jackie has a whole self-pleasure, love yourself party, whatever, around here. She has a little scrub nurse come there who was also a porn star at night. I'm like, okay, scrub nurse. That can be a whole porn story. It was a fun little cute look together. It's the first time all the women were together after the whole COVID thing with Contessa. And so of course we see they all masked up because you can catch it. And they just talk about sex, this and that or whatever. And when Heavy brought up how Jackie be doing some things or whatever, Jackie knows because again the scrub nurse works at Jackie's office. Okay, let's make that clear. And so when Heavy brought up how Jackie be doing some stuff, and that might be why Curtis is happy now, and she laughed. Every time she does laugh, it means she know I may have went too far in my comment. That's how I lose friends. Let me shut up. But I'm like, it is. You gotta shut up sometimes, Beverly. Anyway, they were just chatting about sex and stuff and about how you have to be happy sexually within yourself before adding anyone to yourself title or to yourself to your sex life is what I meant to say. Meaning pleasure yourself so you know what pleasure looks like to your body. Because then you can't be out here, not look. This is the true thing I'm gonna say. When you are younger in your late teens, and 20s, you that's the experimental phase. You don't really know what you like because you just doing this and that. But if you try yourself to see what your body reacts to, it'll help you in the sexual conquest that you be going through. Okay, and some people don't do that. And you do what you have to do to be sure that you get what you need in life sexually, okay? Because then the next man can't trick you into thinking he's good and bad. Okay, it's fine. Make sure you know how to make yourself have a good time so the next person can't, not make you have a good time. I'm trying to use words so that my video don't get flagged. Anyway, yes, learn yourself. You know what I'm saying? Learn yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And I will say this as well. You can learn yourself with him. Okay? Y'all can both learn yourselves together. The best part of being with someone doesn't have to be, the meeting of the stuff. You can both learn things of each other, and that also expands upon the doing of things and whatnot. Okay, I'm trying to really say words that are not going to get on your flags, because you really can't talk about this stuff on YouTube like that. Anyway, so again, go ahead, get you, you know, some stuff to be pleasing to yourself. Okay, you know, my motto is, if you are interested, try everything twice. I'm gonna try everything once. Some things I don't need to second round with. Some things I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I don't like that. I don't want to do that again. No. Anyway, I move past that. So we then see Neela Nyla is there too. When Simone asked her, "Where's Toya?" I haven't talked to her. I'm saying we are at odds. We're not at odds, but I haven't talked to her because I've been hearing she's saying things about me to other people, and it's getting back to me. Meaning at the little wherever area they stay in, people in their community is saying, "Girl, Toya said this. Girl, Toya said that," and she also brought up how Toya was talking about her not paying the makeup artist on the bus with the ladies, and how she did not like that. But I feel like, but you didn't pay them, so how you mad? But again, I do feel like Toya probably has been saying things because Toya just said that what she don't think, and she may feel as if she don't really have to respect Neela Nyla. And I do think it's more of a respect thing with Toya because she feels as if I can do whatever, say whatever, because you don't really matter. You the new girl, whatever. That's how she treats her, and I'm hoping that she don't keep doing that because Toya doing some bullshit. Anyway, we do see a friend of theirs say how I have heard Toya say things too. So Toya is saying things here and there about how she don't pay bills, and it's how she works with money, good, bad, or indifferent. But I feel as if Toya is trying to talk negatively about Neela Nyla based on the makeup artist she didn't pay in DC. And I feel as if one situation does not make her a broke bitch. However, Neela Nyla, pay them people their money. Because if you paid them their money, they would not be able to say you didn't pay them. Okay? Let's see. She told Heaven her podcast that she did pay the makeup artist, and that Toya just, oh, really? I usually catch Heavenly, but I have not. So I have to catch Heavenly stuff because it'd be better on there. This season is some bullshit. Is it me or her? Toya is not happy this season because she can't do anything. Toya's whole thing has always been, I can throw a party. I can throw a party. I can go have fun. When she can't do that, she has nothing else to do. So she just feels as if, oh crap. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the reason that she seems unhappy. But yeah, I agree. She's not her usually bubbly, happy-go-lucky self or whatever. But back to the party that they was having or whatever, good little time being had by all. When Heavenly asked asked Quad, when was that time you had sex? When I was mad at my business, I'm like, yes, let her know that's not your business, Heavenly. Get out of my panties, leave me be or whatever. And then speak about, the angle of the male genitalia, okay, and how it hangs. And I'm like, they got on the whole, like the hook, and I'm like, is a hook and a curve the same thing? I feel like a hook is something that I kind of turn out. Look, how can I even say it? I call stuff curves and not hooks. I'm assuming it's the same thing. But because it can be painful sometimes. Let me leave that be. Anyway, we do see porners come around and chit chat or whatever, like, had good sex and this and that. So when Toya gets there and her and Neela Nyla have a conversation, I like how she held Toya's feet to the fire. Like, I've been hearing things you've been saying about me. You've been on some bullshit. If you have things to say about me, talk to me, not to anyone else. Whereas Toya felt as if, what are you talking about? I have not said anything. I'm like, you lying. You're lying and I don't believe you, whatever. Because if that was true, you would not have told her, well, I have called you dingy. I have said that. If you said she's dingy, you said other things because you were talking about her, period. Okay, so again, girl, bye. But again, I like how she did not let Toya just kind of run over her and not address what was being said. I heard you call me dingy and stupid. I heard you bring up me not paying bills or whatever, and you're out here telling people in the community. So I'm hearing things from people who we know, and I don't like that I'm hearing it. That's not fair to me. I don't want them saying things or knowing things about me that are not true. Okay, boom, pow, pow. And I was like, I guess it's fine. Now Toya does, okay, I get you, to my bad, whatever. You made a good point. I will only discuss things with you. Fine, fine, fine. But she brought up how she did not feel like Toya's apology was genuine. Toya is over everything. So sometimes she would have said, okay, I'm sorry. And not really mean it. And I think I'm glad that she picked up on that because that's what it was. Having on her show that her family has money or something, I think the makeup is some fake stuff. No, I think at some point she didn't pay someone immediately, but she paid them eventually. And it's weird because it's like Toya keeps talking about it, and that's the part that I don't get. And I think and I get Toya's point in the people who you use were someone I refer, and they told me you didn't pay them. I'm like, yeah, but like, when did they, do that? Anyone who references for a child should withhold deeming anyone dingy. I completely agree. Okay, yeah, but anyway, was born to gonna leave that be. So we then see, they talk to the ladies back at the party, and each lady gives themselves a rating number of where they are sexually in their, relationship or whatever. So we see Jackie put herself at a 7, and so her gift from Porn Nurse was a vibrating tongue that, that flickers. And I was like, girl. Anyway, heavily rated herself a 5. I'm like, a 5? A 5? Out of 10, a 5. I mean, a 5? That's low. That's bad sex. And when Quad then said, heavily can't be out here banging damn Georgia because you would not be a 5 if you was out here having a whole bunch of good sex. I'm like, yeah, 5 is really, really low. Anyway, we then see her gift was a bondage, like ball gag, but the ball gag wasn't a ball. It was a like a bone. And I was like, that's just, no. Bone should not be in people's mouths. That's like a chew toy or a dog. I'm like, no, no, ma'am. But it could be more comfortable than. I'm saying too much. It could be more comfortable in your mouth than an actual ball because you don't have to open your mouth up so wide. Don't. Anyway, I'll leave that be. Quad gave herself an 8 and got anal beads. Okay, that can go either in the front or the back. I was like, girl. Anyway, Lisa gave herself a 7 and got an anal. Oh my god, anal plug. I'm like, how is a 7 would it lower than the 8? How do you? Because I'm like, girl, I would think that the anal would be an 8. I was so confused. I'm like, these numbers and these prizes don't match up or whatever. Simone gave herself a 7 as well and got a bell to ring to get stuff. Okay, give me this, give me that. But she said, I'm going to use to get food and drinks from C. So I was like, girl, if you don't ring that bell and get some head from that man, okay, or offer that man some head, I don't know. I want a bell. I'm going to ask him if he wants a head. If he wants the bell, is what I meant to say. Anyway, that is horrible. Contessa gave herself a 10. Okay, 10. She said, if I'm able to live out my fantasies, I will be a 10. And she was given a blindfold. She was given like blindfold, a spanking, a collar with a leash. That's a lot. I liked it though. Anyway, I was like, it's a lot going on around here. Anyway, was that it? Toya got mad, aggravated, or whatever, because I'm so tired of having to fuck with friends, and I think it's dumb. I don't know why Nila Nyla wanted to have any kind of discussion here. Why here? I'm like, if not here, then where? Okay, she saw you, y'all talked about it, that was it or whatever, okay? And then when she was leaving the party, they said, oh yeah, Jackie, it's the first time you ever invited us over. I was like, no, you the only one who ain't been there, okay? Because Simone been there, Heavily been there, Quad been there, Anila been there, so I'm pretty sure she'll get mad about that later on or whatever. I was like, I agree. I agree. But that was the whole episode. I do feel like, are they trying to get rid of Toya? Because she just seems so aggravating. And are they allowing her to be aggravated so that way next season she'll leave? I don't know. We shall see. But let me get off here. I'm supposed to do Ayala next. It may have to wait because my mouth hurt. I'm tired of talking. I did 2 lives right now. But again, have a good day, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the evening and everything. And I told you, look, do not send your cooch via text. If he wants it, he will come and get it. Okay? Peace.